is an HR professional. He's having over 20 years of experience. I welcome you, sir. I thank you for your valuable speech. Please, I hand over the session to you. Please, you can start the session now, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dileepan. I welcome you all for this session. Hope my voice and pic is clear for you all.
Yes, sir. Audible, sir.
Yeah. So hope you are all safe. It gives me an immense pleasure to address this kind of gathering the students. I hope this session should not be a lecturing one. I want this sessions to be an interactive one. The students, those who are having any doubts or any classifications, please unmute immediately and ask the questions. It will be helpful for each and every benefits. Don't think that I'm asking a silly questions to the professionals. It's not like that. Any questions will have its own value and answers. I hope this sessions should be interactive. This 1 hour sessions, I want to have some value in your career. Okay. I don't want to introduce myself without my blabbering some things and making my own trumpet blowing. So let me start the sessions. I'll share you the screen.
Yeah, your screen is visible, sir.
My screen is visible. My screen is visible?
Sir, yes.
And it's in the slideshow model, right? Hope so everybody is it's clear on that. Except Dileepan, I request any one of the students please answer this. I hope you will be on the line.
Yes, sir, visible.
Yeah, Karthik. So this session, the topic was given to me about the resume building. Since you're all final years, let's third year to final years. I hope this is sessions. It's going to be your first on a resume writing, right? Yeah, Karthik, this is your first session on resume writing. Karthik?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is your first session, right? So how to create the best fresher resume format. Okay, this is the topic we are going to have after this session. Somebody has unmuted. Some disturbance is going on. I request all of you to unmute your mic, please. Yeah, thanks. Now it's better. See how to create the best fresher resume format. After these sessions, I hope everybody will create a good session of your resumes. Resume sounds easily, but it's complicated due to the technology advancements. Okay, then technology advancement, it's nothing but this online resumes and direct resumes. I request all the students to have both the resumes on a similar type. Don't have two resumes, one for online and one for direct. When people are carrying direct resumes, it should be there. I will just train you even from the basics how to format the resumes. Okay, see, resumes will always be aligned on the left hand side. According to the 8 years, it will be tracking. 8 years is nothing but application tracking systems. In the HR model, what we say as 80 years in the recruiting knowledge. So the first thing is your name, followed by your email address and the phone number. You believe me, I used to get the email address like pubgking@gmail.com, dhonifan@yahoo.com, like that email address students used to have. We used to get the resumes like that. But I request you all to put your email ID as professional ones. You think that what is going to be in my email ID, I already have it, but it plays a vital role. I request you students to maintain a professional email ID. It can be followed with your surname, that is not an issue, but it should be a professional thing. And regarding the photographs, always try to scan your photograph and paste it on the right hand side. For a male candidates, I request you all with a wear a tie and a blazer to have the professional look. And for the girl students, you should wear a white shirt and then covered with a blazer. That's enough. There is no need for a tie. So this gives a professional look of the photograph. So the first part of the headings, normally we call it as headings on these resumes. It should be a name, it should be followed with your email address, and it should be followed with your phone number. On the right hand side, it should be your photograph. The next thing, the most important point of the resume is your career objective. This career objective is much complicated. You think it's what's going to be there in 2 or 3 lines. I'm going to write about myself. It's not like that. You have to work 2 or 3 hours for this to make one career objectives to be a professional way. That I request to all the students to have minimum 3 to 4 career objectives. Make a note on that. From that, you choose one best career objectives that suits for you according to your interest. But you have to make use of your, it's a regularized exercise. You have to keep on working on your career objectives. Let me start with what is your objectives. It can be regarding your career or about the particular company which the company is working on. For example, if the IBM is coming on, you want to have a career objectives. They are mainly dealing with the mainframe, so you have to change the word like according to the mainframe you are working out. Suppose if any IT company is coming up, like Capgemini, you have more on the IT rather than the IT development. On the time it's coming up, you have to change your career objectives according to the interest. You have to show on a supporting way. Like that, you have to work it out on a particular company's objectives. And the third point is it's all about yourself, what you are interested into. Like I may be interested on UI UX designing, so I have my own aim that I have to be only as a designer part means, then your career objective should be made according to your interest. Yes, somebody has unmuted his mic, please. Yeah, thank you. So students, you are clear on the objective settings, and I will explain you objectives should not start with the following words. Like I would like to, or I want, or I'm very good at. Normally students have the exposures, they will make fault on this while starting this career objectives. They may start, I would like to, I want to be an. So don't start your objectives like that. Don't use the words I, me, my, them, they, we, their, us should not come in your objectives. Then what's the next questions will be arise? What can I use on my objectives? I will take you the next sessions. What are the words you can use at the objective sessions? I request you people at the end of this sessions, any 2 or 3 people write a career objectives by using this word. It may be wrong 1 or 2 lines, but that will be helpful. I can have a work on these things, and then we can see it up. I can see people names only 3 or 4. It's on my right side of the screen rather than full picture. I request Banu Prakash, Madhu Priya, Karthik, and Manigandan to write their career objectives so that I can view on that on the chat box. It's clear? Banu Prakash? Banu Prakash? Or Karthik?
Students, please be interactive. Then only the session will be very good. Please.
Any of the students, can you please enter, unmute your mic and answer it? Anyone?
Yes, sir.
Your good name, can you introduce yourself, because I am not able to view in the screen.
My name is S. Dayakar Reddy, sir.
Okay. So can you please, you are listening about the career objective, right? At the end of the sessions, I request you to have a 2 or 3 words, lines of your career objectives based on this. So that
Okay,
will be
sir.
helpful for other people to have a create. I request some 2 or 3 fellows, other students also, please make use of that. Then and there it's easy to change. Okay.
Okay, sir.
I don't want these sessions to be a lecturing one. Okay, please. Thanks. Okay, so let us proceed. Thanks. So let's proceed. So now these are the words should not come on your objectives, right? So then what are the words I can use for my objectives? It can be articles, prepositions can be used for the objectives. The words like seeking a position in, or to seek a position in your company. So these are all the standard formats you can seek in the objectives. And by choosing your career objectives, I require all of you to search a lot on these objectives and make things happening. Choose 3 or 4 objectives. That's what I said earlier. One of that, it's a regression exercise. It makes 1 or 2 hours to format an objectives. And always you should have the backup if you want to make your career objectives regarding with your project, your writing, or your internship. Suddenly, if the interviewer asks you to give any proof for that, you should always have a backup plan on that. I hope it's clear about writing this career objective, because it plays a vital role. It's the key for your resume to get and break through. This is resume is nothing but it's a bridge between to make you from the college students to coming into the corporate life. Next, we are going for academic qualifications. Now after this headings, your career objective, then it's going for your academic qualifications. Academic qualifications, you should have 4 columns. That is name of the course. From the highest qualifications, always try to mention it. Name of the institutions. Sorry, is there any disturbance? You are hearing me properly?
Sir?
Yeah, you are hearing me properly, right? I had some
Yeah,
interruption. Other call is coming on my office call.
Little bit low. Your voice is little bit low.
Okay, now it's clear.
Yeah, clear.
Yeah. Sorry, in between I got an office Skype notifications. Okay, name of the institutions you have to write, and then your third column will be your board, which board you are doing it off, and what is the percentage you have graded. CGPA you have to mention like that. So after this objectives, then comes your academic qualification. Then the most important part is about your projects. See your
Sir?
projects.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
If you keep your headphone nearby only, then it is somewhat louder. Not audible. Hello. Not audible, sir. Your voice is not audible, sir. Excuse me. No.
Who is one? వస్తారే మామయ్య
Students, please wait. Sir will come.
మిమ్మల్ని కాకేస్తున్నారు
కార్లో
Yeah, please wait. I'm looking at your response only. Please wait. Sudarshan sir. Hello, sir.
Hello, Mr. Dilipan.
Yeah, audible, sir. Your
Yeah,
voice
now
is
it-
audible.
Now it's audible.
Yeah, clear.
Yeah, sorry. Students, can you tell me at where you stop hearing? On the academic qualifications, up to that you are clear? Or you want me to take them from the beginning? Dilipan?
Sir, tell me, sir.
No, where the voice is got break on the academic qualification part or earlier to that itself?
Here,
Can you
Take it from this part, sir. Academic qualification.
academic part. Yeah.
Academic qualifications. I apologize each and everyone for this issues. Is I think some headphone had an issues. Okay, I changed it. Sorry for making you wait. Okay, let me start the sessions. So after this career objectives, then we can go on the academic qualifications. It should have 4 columns: name of the course, name of the institutions, board, and the percentage. Whatever the CGPA you acquired till the 7th semester or 6th semester, just mention that CGPA percentage and used to carry the mark sheet with you. Sometimes the HR may ask you to show the original certificates on that time. So please carry. Normally the students, at least your photocopy, you make a keep along with their resumes. When the people coming for the interviews, they may carry only their profile, that is resumes. So nothing much they are carrying it off. So please try to have your photocopies on that. That will help for you to, that shows your interest. Okay, don't be in a sorry figure before the interviewer at any point of the time. After this academic qualifications, then the next slide is going to be your projects. Okay, your projects plays a vital role in clearing the interviews. Whatever the projects you have done on your final semesters, please make sure that you have a thorough knowledge, and what are things you are trying to put a point on that, please make sure you are having the thorough knowledge, because the technical persons, those who are coming for the technical round of the interviews, they will take you only on depending on their projects. 85% of the technical round sessions will be on your projects, and as of seniors persons, we can know that from the projects. Some people have the attitude of saying that the entire projects is done by me, my colleagues have, or my batchmates have not done this, I have done that, this, all these things to get the good names they used to speak. But from the experienced people like us, from the technological point of view, we know that the entire project can be done by a person, or a particular model done by a person, or particular session done by a person. We can analyze based on the projects what you have done. So please, I request you all to make sure that whatever you know in your projects, just mention, try to add 3 or 4 points on your outline. That is nothing but a project line. You have to mention what is your participations, what you have done for that. For examples, if you have done any gateway project on a mobile payment gateway, you just, for example, I'm saying, if you identify a bug on that at the time of the banking between the transactions, try to mention that bug and how you are identified, what the solutions you made it to solve that things, what the coding change you have done. That will make the impress on your technological part. When your interviewer is asking the question, so you will be in a position to say that I did this. You should have the confidence. Whatever you know on the project, whatever you did, even a small thing, that's enough for you to clear the round, rather than putting a lot of key technical words on that without answering any questions. That will affect your chance. Hope it's clear. Hope it's clear. Vamsi, I have seen the name Vamsi. Vamsi, any of the students, Karthik, can you reply to me or clear about your projects and what are things you have to mention? Any
Yes,
guys?
sir. Sir, I'm clear.
Yeah. So please make sure what your points are there, and try to be precise and short what you are going to do. Okay, these 3 sentences what you are saying about your projects, 3 to 4 sentences, because the reviewers, when you are seeing 100 or 200, where at the campus interview we have to take around 60 to 80 people at a time. So on the time, as a recruiter, we will be in a tidy positions, even the technical recruiters. So please be precise and crisp what you've done on the projects. Have bullet points on that role on the project that will emphasize the interviewer. Don't ever put any fake things in the wordings, or whatever you don't know, just put like to make the resume beautiful. Don't do like that. As a freshers, we have seen a lot of guys like that, having putting some things and not able to answer even one word. So please don't do that. Whatever you know, it's always the attitude wins. Okay, please be specific whatever you know. Okay, then comes your professional proficiency. This professional proficiency is, they includes the skills required, like whatever you have updated yourself on, rather than the academic qualifications, like even computer typewriting. If you are gone, you are having the typewriting speed of around 60 words per minute, you please put a mark. That will have some knowledge. If you know the MS suite or software courses you have done apart from that, like you done Java, .NET, or Python, any additional courses you have done, or you have done some MCS in PGDN, or any course related to networking like Cisco. If you are going to on mentioning that points, you should always have the backup. because backup is nothing but your certificate or the internship that you are done with the course. That letters should always be there. Don't put it in the resumes without having the backup paper. That will have the value. Okay, apart from that, in your second year or third year, if you have done any technical paper presentations or published an article, you have attended any international conferences, Indian conferences, you just mentioned that. And one more thing I would like to tell you, we have come across a lot of things that people used to put their resumes and all the things. On the second year they would have presented one paper, and then third year they would have done attended the conference. On second year, third year, they have mentioned for the traditional purpose. When we ask that questions to them, they will say, sir, I forgot, it's mine on my third semester, it's on my fourth semester I did. Please don't make yourself in the sorry figure. Whatever you know, whatever you put in the papers, even on the third semester or fourth semester you attend that, please go back and improve your knowledge. You go through and brush through it. If suppose if the people ask you about that question, if you suppose you have presented a paper on mobile testing on iOS for a second year or third year, since you are all in IT students on CSE, you know iOS, Android, if you are making any testings, you have published an article or a paper. If you are asking that question, knowledge, if I ask you that question, so you should be in your point at any time that to clear the role. So I hope this point is very clear for you. And if you done on your schooling days of even abacus certifications, please try to mention that. That will have you a killing instinct to kill the others competitors. That certifications also will get valid. Don't think that I have done in only in the schooling time on that, because your analytical skills will be much more than ever. So that value addition point will be there. Okay. So now we
Sir,
know about.
certificates from Coursera or NPTEL, will that be valid?
Sorry, Karthik, can you repeat?
Certification from Coursera or NPTEL like that, will that be valid?
Yeah. So see, any course
Sir,
that's related that.
I have another
Yeah,
doubt.
please. Yeah.
Sir, we are studying many courses like Python and embedded programming in our college itself, sir. Like we are having it in our normal courses itself. Can we put them into our professional proficiency?
No,
Because
yeah.
we will not be
See,
having any particular certificates for that, sir. That's why I'm asking.
no, you should not, because this professional proficiency should always have a backup on paper on that it's required. See, in my subjects, if you take, you would have around 13 to 14 subjects that covers even Oracle database systems, all like a subject wise. Addition to that, if your college is conducting any special programs, you can mention on that in your skill set, not on the proficiency level. It's clear, Mr. Karthik and Satya?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir,
Okay. So after this provisional proficiencies, then we are going for your accolades. Accolades, it's nothing but what you are achieved or your achievements. Whatever you got in the past academic or any other, even in your sports or whatever you have, you just mention it. You should have the backup certificate for that. It is not only necessary to mention only the academics. You can mention your sports. Suppose if you are reached for examples on singing or dancing competitions, if you reach the level of a super singer, top 10, top 3 also, you just mention it. That's have volume. So just make sure that you are interested. And you can mention even in that's what I said about the hobbies, interested. If you make in the high level, that makes in the accolades, but only on the high level, not as your interest or hobbies. Try to mention it here. Okay, you should have a backup paper for this also. So whatever you put in your resumes, it should have be 100% factful enough. You should be at any point of the time, if the interviewer asks you, you should be in a position to take the copies. Always have whatever the certifications, whatever you have, please do have your photocopies with you at the time of the interviewer on your face-to-face discussion. So next point is about the personal skills. Personal skills is like this. Don't frame a sentence, I am good on that, I am good on this. It should be short and precise, maybe 4 to 5 bullet points you can mention like that. I have given some examples, like it can be a good listener, quick learner, team player, leadership quality. If suppose you mention this, if I ask you the question, so where you made your leadership quality, where you came to know that you have a leadership quality, you should be in a position to say that, or to brief to the interviewer that I lead a team on this particular event, I did this, from that I came to know I have my leadership quality. So you should have something immediately, you have to be in answer on the time. You should not think before the interviewer and thinking, say, from the fraction of seconds of the experiences as a HR or technical round of the people, we can understand immediately whether you are trying to frame a situation for answering the questions. It's clear, Karthik and Satya? Nikita, it's clear?
Yes, sir.
So please, whatever you put, if suppose I'm asking you, you are a good listener, then you can say how you are maybe a good listener. Immediately you should be in your positions. When I came to know this point, when my professors are taking this important points for a shorter session of a time, don't think that what happening in the class, I'm listening, I'm a good listener. No, some important discussion, some important meetings at a fraction of a second or 1 or 2 minutes, I understand this, I deliver it rather than the other people. So from there I know that the skill is added for me. So like type of things you should be in your positions. If you say is a quick learner, then if I ask you what is you learned, immediately means you can say that in the testing course of the time or any technical round of interview or session is going on, I made the fault and understandably. You all had symposiums, you would have gone for the other colleges or other universities, this bugging competitions, or you can have a playing competitions like that. From that you can understand, even I have not done that, but I immediately learned and then I revealed I got the prize. That kind of, you have to frame your sentence, that you have to get exposures to that. You should be prepare yourself, what from whatever from the resume, whatever I'm writing, I'm able to answer immediately to the interviewer on the time. I should not think this, that, keeping a mind and seeing the face, seeing bottom, seeing upper, and then use body language. It's very important to attend an interview. I will take you to the next sessions after that, what is the body language, how you can make it up. So please make sure all the points you are mentioning, that you should frame your word or sentence on that to immediately answer it up. Next is goes about the personal dossier. Personal dossier is nothing but you have to mention about your date of birth. Address, it's optional. It's up to you students to mention your address or not to mention your address. And your linguistic proficiencies. It's nothing but your language proficiency. You have to make read, write, speak, that you have to mention it. Nationality, it's not required when you are applying for your Indian companies, but abroad if you are trying, please do mention your nationality. Try to insert your passport number if it's required, you have, and no need of your Aadhaar, PAN, all these details on your resumes. Passport is necessary. If you have the passport, please mention your passport number, because that will have the impact if you on-site opportunities will come. Yes, you are ready for that. And if you are having a LinkedIn account, I request all the students to open a LinkedIn account. That will give you a professional look when you are attending for an interview. LinkedIn, it's nothing but professional social media. You are know this. This will have, you are having the interest. You are trying to have a chat with the corporate people to trying to expose the things, or you are exploring to the corporate level. It gives this LinkedIn platform. So try to have a LinkedIn account and try to mention that address. In this type of resume formatting, you can mention this on your personal details. That is nothing but your personal dossier. You can mention those things. And optionals about the hobbies and interests. After this personal details, it's very optional, mentioning the hobbies and interests. If you have a special interest or special hobby, try to mention it, like trucking. People used to travel, some people who have the fond of having traveling, thinking, talking to a lot of the people, and convincing the people. This convincing the people and talking the people, it's more suits for MBA or UG students. That will help you out to clear the things. So for UGs, since everybody wants to be in a talking to the people and convincing the people, I will tell you one thing. Everybody, each and every individual in this world is a marketing guy. Don't think that I'm not a marketing guy or a negotiating or a convincing people. If you are clearing the interviews, things itself, you are able to convince the other person, then only you got the job. So everybody in this world, it's a good marketer, it's a good negotiator, it's a good convincing the people. So mention that nothing wrong in it. You should not think I'm an engineer, how can I use this professional language of convincing and talking to the people? It's more of a marketing things. No, it's not like that. You can mention it. And if you're really interested, hobbies do this. We used to see the hobbies guys are putting up like I'm good reading books, listening to music. Then the questions will rises if the interviewers ask you what type of the reading books you have. You can say something, for example, you did this and not even read the book, and for example immediately you said I used to have novels, I used to have read Harry Potter's, all these things. On the time, if suppose the interviewer for our time is not good, you would have read that book, same book. You ask you some questions on the time, if you blah 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 and something, then what that reflects your attitude. So please make sure nothing wrong in it if you are not put any hobbies or interest, but if you are putting your hobbies and interest, make sure that you know something on that, and then you are delivering it like that. Okay. And references for campus, if you are attending the interviews, I don't think so is required for having the references, because normally as a fresher we used to have put our professor name or HOD or dean or chancellors like that as a references, and one corporate person we can mention it off. If you are going for the half campus, yes, definitely you can put your references. On the time of references, I would like, if you have any people working on that company, please try to mention that. That will have some value, that referral check or things can be done. So you can put the person, even he works as your seniors may be working in that same company. He may not be in higher positions, but you can, he's also an employee. You can mention his name. That is not wrong. So you can make the references in such a way, and your professors' names you can give on the HODs or things. So that's a one session, so you can make it.
Sir, Sudarshan sir.
Yes, Mr. Dilipan.
Little bit low.
Now it's clear.
Low only.
I think some issues on this Zoom here, because I have changed mic also. So now it's clear.
Yes, sir. Audible.
Low, sir.
I think students are getting audible. How about Karthik? Can you respond to him, Mr. Dilipan sir? Question.
It's audible.
Karthik, is it audible?
Yes, sir. Clearly audible, sir.
Karthik, you are all audible, right?
Yes, sir. Please ask any other student.
Sir,
I am audible.
Yeah, any of the students, because I'm able to
Sudarshan sir,
see
you
on
are
the
audible,
screen.
sir.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So, sir, Dilipan sir, can I proceed?
Proceed, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So comes to the last point of the resumes. It's all about your declarations. Declarations, all the information is true. Whatever you put in your resumes, you should have this point. Okay. So place and date should be there. So make sure that everything, whatever you are trying to mention on your resumes, it should be 100% sure. I just to recap your sentence and structuring what the resumes has to be done. Headings, that's your name, email, and phone number. On the right hand side, it's your photograph. Career objectives. Then comes your academic qualifications, projects, title, and outline. Outline should have 3 or 4 points, what you did on that. And proficiency, we discuss about the professional certifications, what are the things you got it, and the accolades, what the achievement you made, and about your personal skills. That's what we discussed about the team player, good listener, all these points you have to mention of. And this personal dossier sessions, and last it's your declarations. Give me a minute, I'm getting some messages from you people that chat is going on, if I am able. Okay, rest of the things is okay. Mr. Vignesh, you are audible now. I want a response from Mr. Vignesh. Mr. Vignesh. Dilipan sir, can you hear me? Dilipan sir?
Little bit low only, sir, your voice is.
My voice is clearer. I think some issues on it. Sir, somebody is in the message. Mr. Vignesh is in the chat like, and I think now I'm calling Mr. Vignesh. He is ready. Mr. Vignesh.
அது ஃபர்ஸ்ட் உங்களுக்கு மைக் ப்ராப்ளம் ஆச்சுல சார், அதனால இது பண்ணிருக்காரு.
இல்ல, that is okay, that is okay. I'm just asking him now. It's okay for him. He is able to make it voice clear.
Vignesh, you proceed,
Okay,
sir.
It's not there in meeting, sir, I think.
It's not in their meeting. So always just to correct on this is I'm a person who will take all things sportive, but here and there some networking issues will rise for everybody. So on the time you have to patient. Whatever you're typing in the chat can be viewed by others. So you should have the decorum of how to address the things. As a students, we can exploit that. Mr. Vignesh tried to correct that. Whatever is there, otherwise from the next chat or meetings, he should not be used this kind of the words. Okay. After this declarations, periodically you review your resumes. Conduct the resume review. Don't think that I made the resumes in 1 month before and then it will be all good. You would have developed something on your 1 month of your time, or even your age, but date of birth, your last year, maybe your birthday will be gone, your years should increase. On the time, people who used to come and give the resumes, not notifying the small changes, he may be from 20 to 21 years. On the time he would have got his birthday yesterday itself, that the age is completed. When the interviewer is viewing me, you see the age on the previous year. On the time, what it thinks is, you are not in a position, or you are not in taking your attitude of correcting yourself. You are not making your time to review on your resume to make the small changes that impacts, that reduce the level of getting into the job. So please make sure time to time you please review your resumes. These are the mistakes. I'm not trying to exaggerate the things. These are the things out of our corporate experience. We are seeing a lot of resumes, a lot of candidates from all the colleges. These are the small mistakes we used to find. When I'm delivering the speech, I'm in a positions to deliver and correct the people. It's up to you people to take it further and to make the things. So resume review, you have to do it on regular exercise. Please make sure and take it as a habit before going and attending any company interview. Please go through your resume. All the points what you mentioned is correct. Okay. Normally, and the fresher resumes, we used to see this spelling and grammar mistakes will be there, inconsistent punctuations, broken website links will be there. Sometimes given only the I not mentioned is address column on that. So that kind of information will be there, and long or unclear sentences will be there. So try to avoid this things. Make sure that your resume is 100% perfect, and to avoid any mistakes on that, please go through periodically before attending any interviews. So I hope you're all clear on how to build and resume. Can I proceed further, or any doubts or any clarifications? Or you would like to have anything on doubt?
So I have messaged you, sir, in Zoom.
Yeah, that's okay. I've seen that. I think Sandeep or something has seen about the career objective, right? That we will discuss in the last sessions. Okay.
So, and one more doubt I have asked, sir. Like, do
Can
we
you
need to put up the starting have to write like curriculum vitae or resume in the top, or you have to just start with the names?
you have to start with the name. We all know that's a curriculum vitae or a resume. Okay. When they when the person interviewer is going to ask you show your resume, or in the online you are going to attach, please find an attachment of my resume, you're already going to mention a word on that. So there is no need to put your resume profile or curriculum vitae at the top. There is no need.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir,
It's
is
clear.
there any
Yeah.
particular font or font style which is used normally, sir, for the
See,
curriculum vitae purpose?
a curriculum, it should be bold and eligible. It should be in a way that people when they you can expect at the people who are the senior HR positions, maybe at the age of 45, 50, they should be without glasses or lens, they should be in a readable positions. Normally try to use size of a 12, that will be good, that will be legible for the people to read. And you can use Times New Roman, Verdana, Arial, Calibri, that's up to you. No point. These are all the normal wordings, so we can use it up. Try to avoid a lot of this italics, all these things. That won't be much, because people have to be comfortable when you are presenting your resume. Clear?
Thank you, sir.
Any other doubts? So can I go and proceed for your cover letter? Now you are clear about your resume structure. Can I proceed? So I got a message chat from Ashish Dubey. Show any example template, or from Dayakar regarding the different types of resume available. So just wait. I'll go through the sessions, and I am having a sample templates for you. I'll show it. Just give me some time. Okay. After covering this, we'll go and we'll have the discussion on that. Okay, Bhargav. Fine. So can I proceed for the cover letter? Yeah. See, sometimes in some companies, they will ask you about a covering letter. This is to understand. Normally for the off-campus interview, or some companies is having the policies of getting the cover letters from the candidates to analyze their language proficiency, language skills, and we can read and we can go through the attitude of the people, how they are mentioning the covering letters, so we can understand that. So try to have the points. You should know what is a cover letter, what are the things I have to mention on the cover letters. See, technically defining, cover letter is a single page letter that should have, you can mention about the job applications. It is a document sending additional with your resume about your skills and experiences. Always in the covering letter, try to address, if you know the person name, please mention their, or if you use dear, don't put Mr. It's a corporate word in the IT. You can call by names. Or if you want to, since as a fresher, how can I put this means, don't put the dear, put respected sir or respected. You can use, try to address with the name. Or dear hiring recruiter, if you don't know the name of the company's persons, if you're not able to find it out, please put dear hiring recruiter. That's a common term you can use if you're not able to find. But try to find, try to spend time using the website or these things. Try to notify, try to address the positions. That will have, that shows you are showing interest in their company, you are making some analysis, some search you have done about the company, then only you came and sending this letter. So always address with the name. Use simple language, don't use complicated sentences. Keep in mind, it should be short and precise. Normally, it contains 3 to 4 paragraphs, not exceeding 1 page. I'll tell you what are the paragraphs it should be there. First paragraph should reveal about you, your current position, and your interest. And give the employer that you are qualified for the position. The second stage, what you are mentioning is about it will showcase what you have in you for the company and how you are different from others by showing the cover letter, by quantifying and giving some examples that amplify and proves the claims you mentioned. Okay, you should reveal your skills, ability, experiences, expertise in the past or present, what is required according to the company's position. So for example, I can clear you, if you are applying for a tester, then there may be a requirement for a mobile tester. Okay, you would have done the course on some testing courses, you would have done in any certifications you have handled it. Not to brief on the certifications where you did all these things, that all will be in your profile or in your resume. So don't try to copy and paste. Sir, I have done this certifications on this testing courses, that will be helpful for me to clear this round of interview. I can acknowledge, I can adapt easily on that time. That kind of the words you can use it out in your internship or your project. You are done your testing or mobile testing, means that iOS some bug has raised, and if it's iOS testing means on iPhones, then you can go about, I know this database already, I have rectified this bug on this things, that kind of things word you can use. But I make sure you have the knowledge and don't fake anything. Okay, and now you are clear what's there to be mentioned on the second paragraph. And third should be your concluding line. Describe how you will be beneficiary for the company if I hire you. How you can, what is the advantage for me to hire you? Just mention 1 or 2 lines. What do you think? Why I should hire you? And if you're going for a direct interview, please sign on the blue ink. Don't sign on the black. Why I'm initiating is, people used to have the common letters and then they will fill only in this 2 address they are wearing and then write it with a pen. So from the black or blue, we can note from the Xerox copy, that shows their attitude. So please try to sign on the blue ink. Okay. And don't write or enclose, please find my resume, because the company person is already knows that according with the covering letter you already attached his resumes. Don't try to dictate them by showing that I have attached my resume. These are all simple things. The persons, we all know that with the covering letter we asked about your resumes, right? So don't use the word I have attached my resumes along with this cover letter. Please don't use. And don't use pleonasms or for rephrasings. Pleonasms is nothing but 1 or more 2 words to giving the same meaning of a particular word. Try to avoid that, because as a freshers they try to emphasize on that the style, or to attract the recruiters they are giving this. For example, what is a pleonasm is, I saw it with my own eyes. I saw it, it's already given that examples. With my own eyes, there is no need. So this how the words used just for the, what you should know what is pleonasms or phrases. Okay. So with this, these are the points to remember in the covering letter. Just to recap, make your cover letter by quantifying and giving examples, amplify that and proves the claims you mentioned. Always try to have the backup on that. Highlight those expertise which are required by the company. That's what I mentioned about the testings. If, for example, mobile testers is required. Describe how you will be beneficial for the company if they hire you. That should be in your third paragraph and your concluding line. And personally sign the letter with a blue ink. Okay. With this, I think I covered how to write a covering letters and resumes. And let me minimize the screens. I will show you two resume samples, one according to the format what I said, and other one is in some of the colleges are trying to initiate their own style in the resumes. For all the students, they have their own template. If your colleges is suggesting such a way, please follow it up in such a way. If it's not, if you are going for any other on-campus interviews, you can use your own type of how to set your resume style. So there are a lot of resume styles are available, but try to make it up as simple as that as a freshers, because according to the application tracking systems, 8 years normally we used to say in the recruiting language. For 10 years we used to see 1 page of experience. 1 page is enough. So maximum try to cover the resume with 1 page or 2 page. That's enough. Please understand, if they are recruiters, they are having 100 or 200 profiles at a day. They will be in a position, they will use hardly 1 or 2 minutes to go through your profile and then they make it off. So in this career covering letter, they will spend only 30 to 40 seconds of your time. So try to impress in such a way. First impression creates the chances. This covering letters, it's always that to test your language skills, your attitude, because we used to see the letters of the covering letters coming like that, having a lot of CCs on that. That gives the students the attitude, I'm applying for this job. If you have any vacancies, please go through it. They will mention 25 company names on that. It comes to the HR mail ID, immediately we won't look into that profile itself, because it shows his attitude. He doesn't want to spend time, even 1 minute, to send individual mail IDs. See guys, these are all fact things what we have done in the corporate. Even though it's are all basics, mistakes should not come on the basics. That's why I'm keep on repeating what are the basic mistakes as a freshers they are trying to do it, because we have gone through this out of our experiences. So please don't make CC to any companies. Put always into, don't do it in the BCC also, because now we are all the softwares to identify what you are sent to other people or not, even the BCCs also. So please don't do send anything on BCCs. Please have 5 to 10 minutes of the time in proposing a thing and the mail letter. And in the mail, please don't do that. I like to have all these things, attachment, giving 2 lines of word, I enclose my profile, all these things. Please make sure that your covering letter will have a 3 paragraph lines that you are spending your time, that shows your attitude, you are interested to getting into the corporate from the college life, you are making your sincere efforts to clearing that of interviews. Attitude, I repeat the words attitude in lot, because that shows how to make kill the interviews. Okay, with this I will try to give you some samples questions, and those things I will have it afterwards. I'll show you some sample resumes on that. Guys, you are able to see the profile sample? Mr. Dilipan, Karthik, can you please respond? Karthik,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Visible, sir.
thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
visible, sir.
Thanks, yeah. So now we have discussed about the resume format. Somebody has asked me the questions, can you share me the resume samples, all these things. So for him, please go through this. See, we have mentioned in the name like this, and then email, your mobile. See, when you are putting your mobile, please make sure if you are changed immediately, means if you are in the social site or LinkedIn, you already make the profile. This is a small mistake will rise as if you uploaded your resumes on the Naukri site or Indeed or Jobs Freshers or whatever in the social media, your LinkedIn. Please, if you have changed your phone numbers or you for any circumstances, please try to immediately change and upload once again. And if you are freshers, if you are going for a lot of off-campus interviews, make sure you are regularly profiling, sourcing, you are going to the visit of Naukri and refreshing your resume. Because as a recruiters, we used to have only 1 or 2 pages based on the skill set. We used to mention Boolean search and then we are going to take it up. So on the time, only 3 to 4 pages we can see it up. Your resume will be on the 10th page if you are not periodically making the refreshment of your resumes. Okay, please do refresh your resumes on a periodic basis, 15 days once. Okay, your career objectives. Okay, just mention 2 words. I mentioned it, and then your academic qualifications. That is your next structure, and your project, some title. See, in this objectives, online cinema ticket booking, the outline of the project, you mentioned it, and what you have done, that is the outline. Develop the link for the payment gateway, identify the bug and solve issues, and accolades, what are the achievements you made it, represented sports as well as from your technical representations. I have given some examples on that, and your personal skills, what we have already discussed, and your personal dossier. In this languages known, read, write, speak, you have to mention. Address is optional. LinkedIn, place, date, signature. So this covers you the resume format. Hope you are clear about the format what we have discussed. You are notified, right? Mr. Satya?
Yeah, sir.
Yeah, now you're able to screen. So all our points what we discussed, it's in the resume template, right?
Yeah, sir.
Okay.
Understood, sir.
Okay. So, and give me some this Ashish Dubey. Okay, Mr. Ashish,
Yes, sir.
you are able to be the example of the resume template.
Yes, sir. I can see that.
Yeah, and then Mr. I think I'm getting only Dayakar. That full name is not representing. Its number is 991-700-4195.
Yes, sir.
What's your full name? Yeah, sorry, I can't view it here.
Yes, Dayakar Reddy, sir.
Dayakar Reddy. Now
Yes.
you are asked about the different samples and the resumes template, right? I will show you
Yes.
one more resume template. Okay. Now there is you can go to the resume search, means there is a resume app is also there. There are a lot of templates are coming up, or you can go through the websites like freshers.com or career enhance your CV. There is one website is available. So these are the things you can develop. You can regularly, periodically, you can go through it. It's only a sharing of the knowledge. All these things, but these are clear not to follow this same.
Sir,
Sometimes
your voice is not audible, sir.
college placements department, your college placement will give you one set of things and then try to make this properly. For uniformity, they may set a template. If so, please make use of that. One more screen, okay, of template that is downloaded from the net. Now you are able to see the other template. Mr. Karthik,
Yes, sir.
yeah, you are able to see the other template in the screen properly?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is the template download from the app. So this shows where is your photos and your names, all these things, and what positions are skilled enough. Like that, this is a different site of model. Mr. Dayakar Reddy asked me with the samples. So this is the other type of the model. We can use it up. So this also contains, make sure that it should not exceed 2 pages. 1 page is enough. Okay. Don't think that I have to blabber something to make it for 2 or 3 pages. Don't do like that. 1 page is enough. This is that always will be good when you're going for a campus. In the off campus, have your own settings. It should be simple, but it should contain all the details. Okay. And you are okay, guys, about this?
Yes, sir.
You have different resume samples you have gone through, and I hope the sessions, whatever I thought or shared the knowledge for you, it will be useful for you. Any other points you need to be added on that, or I missed out? Do you want to have any clarifications? Mr. Karthik or Kirtivash?
Sir, this kind of splitting the page into 2 columns, is it suggestible, sir? For a fresher?
See, it's okay if it's sometimes some colleges, I'm taken from a college only, they have used this template as a standardized one. So some of the colleges, they are already convinced the people they should have want to be a different from the other students, they tend to have this template same means please follow the instructions. You can use, but try to be set, don't miss any points. You should have the structure, that is very important. Try to have a format structures in the earlier itself. If your college or instituting, then you go for this type of model. Otherwise, the first model what you are seeing, the format, that's more than enough.
Yeah, sir. Thank you, sir.
Your sample covering letter, okay? You are able to see the screen of covering letter? Karthik?
Yes, sir. Now able to see.
Yeah. See this, I have given an example of a covering letter to how to address a person. Please mention this designations and do that. And the cover letter, what type of designations you are applying for the job. You can mention if you know the name, accordingly you change it up, dear sir or madam. Instead of that, if you know the name, please put your name and your site. If you have any openings from the Naukri, mention its Naukri site, all those things, and your graduations thing, and what you good at. You have the knowledge on these things and operating systems. I wrote this about the first point, first paragraph, what you have mentioned. And yeah, second paragraph, it's all about your personal qualities, what you are going to do, learn quickly, adaptability, all these words you used. And the foremost thing is, third point is, if you give me the opportunity to serve you in the esteemed organization, I have completed the necessary basic certifications that will reduce the training period. I'm able to be project on the short period. See how, if I hire you, why should I hire you? On this point, this is covered, because if you already have some training, these things, my training period from the organization's perspective will be less. You can be in the board in the project, you can be, see, software is all about the billing. So as a tester, if you're on the project, your training period is very less, means you can be billed very easily from the day 5 or 6. So that gives me an advantage rather than hiring somebody. I have to train for 15 to 20 days and then giving them, I can bill only after a month. So my revenue generation is getting lost. So here you are adding value. Why I should hire you? That is a point you are trying to emphasize here in the covering letter for the recruiter or the hiring people. It's clear to you? It's clear for you all, Mr. Karthik or Mr. Sandeep, because I'm able to see only two people over here in the names. Mr. Karthik?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, now you are all understand why we are emphasizing with the cover letter with the loss point.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I hope this entire sessions, if you have any questions, please. I'm open to you all for the questions here.
So could you check my objective, sir? I have messaged you.
Yeah. See, in the objectives, what I initially told you is I will I will openly read Mr. Satya, then only people can understand what you have mentioned and we can rectify on that. Okay, it's okay for you, Satya?
Yeah, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. See, Mr. Satya has mentioned I will exploit my knowledge and skills for core industry and I use my fullest potential for the growth of the company and I aim to build a long career with good opportunities. With good opportunities and greatest possibilities. This is what you have mentioned. Like, see, Satya, I will take you back. I'll take you to the slide. What are things can be mentioned in your objectives? So, yeah, I mentioned here, I'd like to, or I want to, or I'm very good at, I, me, my, them. Please avoid this kind of the objective wordings. Seek as should not come in the objectives. Now, Satya, you are clear?
Yeah, sir. So,
So
I could use I would like to or I want to. Is
no,
that so,
you
sir?
don't use any this kind of the words.
Oh, okay, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, I
at the
got you, sir.
beginning of the point, please don't. It's a Satya. I would like to appreciate you for making these objectives. So it gives others opportunity to the learn. Okay, don't feel bad for anything of the mistakes. It's all only the learning. We